guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes audiences still going for Deadpool and Pandas, the British version of the Oscars, some new players in that galaxy far away, Logan might be clawing out more blood than usual, Kurt Russell is Groot, New Line will be getting a little taste of Japan, time for some good old comedy, the next Practically Perfect Nanny, The Rock will be fighting nature again, and shipping Ant-Man with Alan Partridge. So, with that said, let's get things started. Whether it be biblical heroes or witches, Deadpool and Poe can still slay them all. Even with the new releases, Deadpool remains pretty big in first place during the weekend, accumulating a total of 55 million. Surprisingly, even Kung Fu Panda 3 is still holding strong in second place with a total of about 12.5 million. As for the new releases, both Risen and The Witch start off small in third and fourth place with almost 12 million and about 8.5 million respectively. The other new movie this week, Race, ended up going short in sixth place with more than 7 million, right under How to Be Single, which got more than 8 million. Following behind are the Ben Stiller sequel, Zoolander 2 with about 5.5 million, and Star Wars The Force Awakens with almost 4 million. Before we get down to the American one, let's have a little practice run with the British version. The BAFTA Awards have crowned The Revenant as the big winner with a total of 5 wins. These include Best Sound, Best Cinematography, Best Director for Alejandro G. Iñárritu, Best Actor for Leonardo DiCaprio, and Best Film. Not only that, but Mad Max Fury Road hit it big with 4 wins with Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hair, Best Production Design, and Best Editing. Other winners this year include The Big Short, Spotlight, Inside Out, Wild Tales, Thebe, Brie Larson for Room, Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs, Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Brooklyn, The Hateful Eight, and Amy. As Disney officially announces that Star Wars Episode 8 has begun production, they also announced some newcomers to the franchise are joining in as well. Both Laura Dern and Benicio del Toro are now officially among the cast of the upcoming Star Wars film. While Dern's part is currently unknown, it has been previously reported that del Toro might possibly play one of the villains. They also mentioned that a newcomer, Kelly Marie Tran, will be a part of the movie too. The next installment of one of the biggest franchises of all time will be hitting theaters on December 15th, 2017. I guess that R rating doesn't seem scary anymore now that it's been proven that people like it. In response to the massive success of Deadpool, 20th Century Fox is possibly looking at another of their solo superhero movies and make that rated R as well. In a catalog at this year's New York City Toy Fair, it was revealed that the next Wolverine movie might have an R rating. However, there's no official word from Fox if this is actually the case. The film will be directed by James Mangold and have the final performance of Hugh Jackman as the popular X-Men member. Wolverine will soon be returning to theaters on March 3rd, 2017. Time to put up the next mixtape. Marvel Studios made a big announcement regarding the highly anticipated Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Not only did they say that the principal filmmaking has commenced, but also new actors have joined in the cast. These include Elizabeth Debicki, Chris Sullivan, Pom Klementieff, and the long-rumored Kurt Russell is confirmed to be Star-Lord's dad. They will be joining the recurring cast of Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan, and Sean Gunn. Marvel also revealed the plot will be revolving around Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, and uncovering the mysteries of his parents. The movie will be ready for release in May 2017. It's time to relive the robot magic of a Japanese icon. New Line is in negotiations to make a live-action film based on the animated Japanese franchise Astro Boy, and got the writers of San Andreas, Andre Fabrizio, and Jeremy Passmore to work on the script. New Line will be teaming up with Animal Logic to make the visual effects of the movie. Their credentials seem strong enough to work on this, since their previous works on visual effects and animation include 300, Happy Feet, The Great Gatsby, and The Lego Movie. This will not be the first time that the little robot will be appearing in theaters, as Imagi Animation Studios made a computer-animated Astro Boy film in 2009. It ended up as a flop, but, well, at least it was something. let's take a look at the original duo that revolutionized comedy. E1 will be co-financing with BBC Films and Fable Pictures a biopic of Laurel and Hardy called Stan and Ollie. The duo will be played by Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly, along with a script by Jeff Pope, and have John S. Baird as the director. The movie itself will be focusing on the legendary comedy duo in their later years in 1950s Britain, trying to relive their comedic talents through a tour, with their past and health haunting them. Faye Ward of Fable Pictures stated, "I am delighted to be working with E1. The team there really understand Laurel and Hardy's special legacy and the privilege and challenges of telling this story. The Stan and Ollie team are all looking forward to collaborate with them and BBC Films." It's gonna be really hard to see someone replace Julie Andrews, but maybe this one could be a good successor. Emily Blunt is now in talks with Disney to play the title character in the sequel of Mary Poppins. If she accepts, she will be reunited with director Rob Marshall and producers John DeLuca and Mark Platt, whom all four previously worked together in Into the Woods. It has been confirmed that the movie will be taking place 20 years after the first movie during the Depression era and will have elements taken from the P.L. Travers book. The original 1964 film has been regarded by many as the greatest live-action film made by Walt Disney himself, and got a total of 5 Oscars, including Best Actress for Julie Andrews. There seems to be more nature trouble brewing outside of that Californian city. New Line and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are prepping up to make a sequel to the disaster movie San Andreas. Last year, the movie became a pretty big hit, earning a total of $473 million worldwide. This time around, the sequel will be focusing on the infamous Ring of Fire, which scientists claim to be where 90% of the world's earthquakes come from. Johnson will be returning as both the star and producer, and brought back many of the cast and crew of this film, including Paul Giamatti, Carla Gugino, Alexandra Daddario, and director Brad Peyton. However, instead of bringing back writers Andre Fabrizio and Jeremy Passmore, since, well, I already mentioned that they're working on the Astro Boy movie, New Line hired Neil Widener and Gavin James to write the script for the follow-up. Hey, who wants to see Ant-Man be gay in a dramedy? Paul Rudd and Steve Coogan will be starring in An Ideal Home, which is written and directed by Andrew Fleming. The movie will be about Rudd and Coogan as a couple who has to take care of their newly found grandson, Erasmus. The movie is currently under pre-production under the financing of Remstar Studios and National Bank of Canada, with Gabriella Tana, Maria Teresa Arida, Maxim Remelard, Aaron Ryder, Clark Peterson, and Lisa Wolofsky being the executive producers. The next time we'll see Rudd will be as Ant-Man again in the upcoming Captain America film Civil War, coming May 6th. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!